by Edward Thomas, 1878 to 1917. What does it mean? Tired, angry, and ill at ease, no man, woman, or child alive could please me now. And yet I almost dare to laugh, because I sit and frame an epitaph. Here lies all that no one loved of him, and that loved no one. Then in a trice that whim has wearied. But though I am like a river at fall of evening, when it seems that never has the sun lighted it or warmed it, while cross breezes cut the surface to a file, this heart, some fraction of me, happily floats through a window, even now, to a tree down in the misting, dim-lit, quiet vale. Not like a pewit that returns to wail for something it has lost, but like a dove that slants unanswering to its home and love. There I find my rest, and through the dusk air flies what yet lives in me. Beauty is there. So, in this poem, first of all, this poem is by Edward Thomas. He's a British writer, a British poet. He came from London, and unfortunately he was killed in the First World War. His family were Welsh, and he went to Battersea Grammar School and then St Paul's School, both in London. Let's see, what's this about? Okay, this poem is about Edward Thomas's definition of beauty. And he describes it in quite an interesting and unusual way. Let's see, first of all, he begins by talking about the problems of life, the daily annoyances and difficulties of life, and the problems we have to go through at work or doing different things. And this just leaves us really angry, and there is no beauty in that at all. And then he's saying that some part of him separates and goes into nature and becomes one with nature. And that part of him that becomes one with nature is beautiful. It's like part of his soul goes out and it goes off into nature, and that is peace, and that is his definition of beauty. And this is what makes him feel good. It helps him leave behind his worries, and here he is one with everything. So his spirit, he takes a step back from his own the realities of the problematic world, and he becomes part of the natural world, and he leaves all his worries behind. And I think that's the idea of this. So, what does it mean? What does love mean? And then he says, tired, angry, and ill at ease. This is how he's feeling right now. At the moment, I'm tired, I'm angry, I'm stressed. No man, woman, or child alive could please me now. So nothing could make me happy. I'm just, I've had a rotten day. And yet, I almost dare to laugh, because I sit here and frame an epitaph. So he's so angry that it makes him, almost makes him laugh, and he wants to write an epitaph, a death notice about this part of him. And he says, here lies all that no one loved of him, and that loved no one. So this part of him is dead. Yeah, and this is the part of him that loves nobody, yeah, and is loved by nobody, and just has problems in the world and is a problem in the world. Then in a trice, that whim has wearied. So in a trice, in a very short time, that feeling, that desire to write this epitaph has wearied. So this feeling goes, or this feeling starts to leave him. But though I am like a river at fall of evening, when it seems that never has the sun lighted it or warmed it. So this is where he starts to change, and he says, even though my life is like a river, there is a continuity, and the day has been hard, and now the evening has fallen, and the water in the river, it's as if the sun has never shone on it, the sun has never warmed it. So I'm here in this angry state that that is as if nothing good has ever happened to it, and nothing has ever made it warm, while cross breezes cut the surface to a file, and there are breezes going across the surface of the river, cutting it. And so everything seems bad, and everything seems cold and without love. This heart, some fraction of me, happily floats through a window, even now, to a tree, down in the misting, dim-lit, quiet vale. So despite all of this negativity, some part of him, some part of his heart is happy, and it goes out through a window. I think this is a metaphoric window. Part of him leaves himself and goes out into nature and becomes part of nature. So part of him goes out of the window and goes to a tree, and sits in a tree. So there's now some part of him that it has left and has become one with nature. And this part of him is in the misting, dim-lit, quiet vale. So night is falling, and there is mist or fog, and there is not a lot of light. And this is a vale, it's a valley, and it's quiet. So it's as if some part of him has gone out into nature and has connected him with the universe, has given him a place in the universe. Not like a pewit that returns to wail for something lost. So a pewit is a bird, and he said he's not his spirit is not sitting in this tree like a pewit that is sad because it's lost something. I think that's the pewit. And it's sad. He's not sad because he's sad about the day that he's lost or all of the things that are lost, but like a dove, a white dove, the symbol of peace, that slants unanswering to its home and love. So a dove that is flying to its home. It's not complaining, it's not saying anything. The dove is going to its home, and it's going to love, and it's this is a state of peace and love. The dove is the state of peace, and this is all within a state of love. There I find my rest. So that's where I rest. That's where I come out of this problem world and all of these problems with the world. And through the dusky air flies what yet lives in me. And the part of him that's still alive, that's happy, that is positive, in contrast to the dead part, the epitaph at the beginning, which is angry and sullen and the world is such a problem. This is the beautiful part of him. This is the part that's full of love and full of peace. And this is beauty, and this is his definition of beauty. Beauty is there, and this is where he finds beauty. This is his idea of beauty, and it's something that influences him. But this is something internal for him. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Beauty by Edward Thomas.